Extra. Yes, people. Welcome back to the channel where we are live and direct. With my bottle of water. There it is. Chucked it in the back. Let's wait for a few people to join. Let's wait for a few people to get in the room. Oh, it's filling up now. Yes, people. How is everybody? Big up, everybody. Big up, everybody. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Yup. Hey, everybody. Oi, oi. Big up, big up, big up, big up, big up. Yes, from Belfast. Hello. Who is that from Belfast? Can't say it's too far away. Big up, everybody. Hello, everybody. You've all been expecting a video at 2 o'clock. Yeah, I didn't bother uploading it. I've uploaded it. I took it down. So, seem to have quite a lot of people join the room within the first couple of minutes. So, listen, we appreciate you all here. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for absolutely for joining us here. Yeah. Thank you for absolutely being here. Now, in the last couple of days, last 48 hours, not even that probably, to be honest with you, probably less than that. We're seeing a lot of YouTubers getting some flack, getting some stick um, for filming, yeah, for taking photos, for filming. Um, Obviously, the spotlight naturally goes goes under a couple of people, and that spotlight starts getting hot. People, yeah, burns your head a little bit, to be honest with you. Like, even though I'm having a bad hair day anyway, yeah, because I need to go get my hair cut, which is what I'm going to do in a little while. But anyway, I'm having a bit of a bad hair day, and the spotlight is burning. Yeah, you can imagine. Do you know what I mean? Everywhere you, everywhere you look. So I get it. Yeah, I do get it. Yeah, I do get that there's going to be a lot of people. Yeah, that are going to be they're going to have their opinions, and this is the beauty of this. Everybody is entitled to their own opinions. Yeah. Um, but I'd like people to go and look at the thumbnail for this video. Yeah. I would like people to go and look at the thumbnail for this video. Oh. To be honest with you, I don't upload videos from protests. Yeah. If you have a look, if you actually have a look, yeah. I never uploaded no videos from Epping. I never uploaded no videos from Southampton. Epic, like never uploaded no videos from there. Obviously, listen, my live streams are there, yeah, and we're gonna get to that part in a minute, yeah. Like, and I can't talk for anybody else. I can only talk for myself, yeah. So I can't talk for I can't talk for anybody else, yeah. And first and foremost, I do get it, yeah. I do understand, yeah, where people are coming from, and I do think, yeah, that people should act and conduct themselves in a proper manner. But that has to work on all sides. Yeah, that has to work on all sides, and that doesn't just mean the protesters and the people that are filming. Also means for the police, because while we're actually getting so much hatred, or not so much hatred, but like you get so much people talking about stuff, yeah, which is very good. It's very good for engagement. Yeah, like so you keep calling all YouTubers grifters and stuff. So like you're actually doing them a favor. Yeah, well, like the more you keep talking about it, because you're actually creating engagement for them. Yeah, so that's one thing. Secondly, it's like the police. Now, on the same very streams that you are actually saying you're taking bad bits from people's streams, and you're taking bad bits from them, and you're using them in a negative way, but in the same stream, you're taking the positive bits when the police are attacking people, you're taking them bits out, and you're putting them up and saying, oh, look how bad the police are. Look how bad this is. Look how bad that is. When it suits what you want to say, yeah, which I don't think is fair. Yeah, it's got to be equal. Like it's got to be equal. You can't turn around and say that it's all of the. And I think it's wrong to turn around and say that it's the YouTubers' fault. It's not the YouTubers' fault. Like a lot of people at these protests, and I don't want to just make it about Southampton, but we'll say we're Epping as well. Yeah, a lot of people were Epping. A lot of people at protests that was at thingy, was wherever anyway. They're outside the protest point at the beginning, full of cameras. Yeah, full of cameras. Police with all body cams, full of it. They then decide, which was totally unannounced, like unplanned, should I say? Yeah, that they was. I need to double check who actually announced it. Yeah, that they was going down for everybody to march down to the next police station. So everybody marched down to this next police station. During the way down to this next police station, I wonder how many cameras, because they walked past the high street and stuff. So I wonder how many cameras that they actually walked past, and how many police officers was with them, and how many cameras would have actually picked them up. Yeah, and then when you actually get to the police, well, I got to the police station anyway. So I got to the police station, and you see loads of police with body cameras. You've got drones up in the air. You've got helicopters. You've got mainstream media, and we're actually getting I don't want to get like simple, but they're saying, "Oh yeah, the streamers are filming in 4K." No, we're not. Like I know it's don't want to get technical, yeah, but filming in 4K, yeah, that's not. We're not filming in 4K. Filming in 1080, yeah. Body cam is rolling. Body cam is rolling for safety, not to be put out onto social media. Yeah. Anyway, I know it's just a little fine little detail. Yeah. But then you start seeing and you start hearing people in glass houses throwing stones, and you start thinking to yourself, "Are you actually serious? Like, are you actually serious?" And it baffles me. And then I start scratching my head, and I think to myself, why would somebody start throwing pebbles at you when they live in glass houses where, if you wanted to, you could actually throw back boulders? Like if you could lift up these big rocks and chuck them, God. And I just think to myself, like, there needs to be, there needs to be, needs to be some order. Like it's not right. Anyway, it goes on about clicks and views. Yeah, it's all about clicks and views. Yeah, it's all about and what's all about. Well, let me tell you something. It is about views. It is about, you can't get away from it. You want as many people as you can to look at this sorry situation that we're in. When I go to make a video at a hotel, yeah, my plan is to make a video and hundreds of thousands of people to see this video because I want people to see the video. I want people to know what is going on. I want the public to see, yeah, these hotels and know exactly what is going on. So the more people that actually watch it, the better it is. The more people that actually see it. Yeah, I think these people should be grateful. Yeah, and I think these people should be happy and grateful that there is certain people within this community, yeah, that people actually resonate with and that people actually watch, yeah, because people actually watching that wouldn't even know. Yeah, so people should actually be happy. Do you know what I mean? Like that the message is getting put out there. Yeah, like because if it wasn't for YouTubers, yeah, so to speak, then mate, do you think you would know anything about anything? You would know what they would want you to know. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't be able to see something in live real time, yeah, and make up your own mind. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to. We would not be able to do that if it wasn't for the so-called YouTubers. Yeah. So there's the clicks and the views. Yeah. And I've got no shame in admitting. You've got no shame in admitting it at all. If you've got people there and you've got a message, you want as many people to hear that as possible. Now, just because some people are more popular than others, yeah, and they're more whatever, yeah, just because they get a few more views than other people, yeah, that should not matter. Yeah, it should not matter at all. You shouldn't be looking at people's thing and be looking and thinking, oh look, this one. Why was that even enter into your brain? Like that is not some sort of normal behavior. Yeah, to go and stalk other people's and see what they're doing. Like that is not normal behavior. Yeah, I'm sorry, but it's not. And it says a lot about people if that's what they're actually doing. Yeah. And that's God's honest truth. Yeah. If people are actually doing that and actively doing that, then then uh then yeah, that is yeah. I'm sorry, yeah, but you need to go see a doctor. Yeah, because it's not normal behavior. But anyway, so we've addressed like the the um the grasping, the snitching. Yeah, never in a million years, like I don't know where some of these people get off. Yeah, by labeling people as this and that. Yeah, um, these words are very bad words to call people. Yeah, they're very bad words to call people, and they could incite people to have a lot of trouble. Yeah, um, and it's not fair. Yeah, it's not fair. It's not fair on some other people, yeah, that are you got to like. There's some people that might not be as thick-skinned, Like last year, I had it all last year as well, and all I kept doing was getting moaned at because I kept putting my camera to the floor. Why did I keep putting my camera to the floor? Why was I actively not filming people's stuff? Yeah, how many people was actively moaning at me for filming the floor? Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like how many people? So many people was actually moaning about this. Yeah, and I still get moaned about it now. People still moan at me and say all AY does is just film the floor. Yeah. So okay, there you go. This is what we've always done over on this channel. But yet again, because there's some people that couldn't be there, would love to have been there, by the way. Yeah. Openly admit that they would love to be there, would then come and criticize. Would then come and criticize that some people is there filming it. And then they make out they make out stuff. They make out stuff, and they seem to forget that you can chuck boulders at these people, for Christ's sake. You know, like if you really, really wanted to, you could do. You know, and it is absolutely. It's. I get where some of it comes from, yeah, and I fully respect it. You know, and I fully respect it. But some people have got to take responsibility for themselves. You know, like you can't be responsible for other people, especially when you know in your own self, yeah, that that this is what they're going to do. And I and of course, like I see why not a lot of people are naming names, but it's kind of obvious. So what do you lot think anyway? Like what do you lot think in the chat? Let's see what some of you lot think in the chat, shall we? Like the live. Live is live. We need to know what's happening on our streets. It's down to each individual to stay on the right side of the law. Without auditors, we would still be in the dark. Yeah, Paul, do you know what? I fully agree, guys. Yeah, I fully agree with that, mate. Um, like, look, if it wasn't for people like Truth Hurts and stuff, I would never have known about these hotels. I'm not saying Truth Hurts is an auditor or anything. Yeah, I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying if it wasn't for a YouTuber, then I would not have known about these hotels. And I can only tell you what people tell me. Yeah, this is not me saying it. And then people say, oh, look, AY with his big head again. Yeah, this is not me saying it. Yeah, this is what other people have said to me. Even at protest, and it's on lives. The amount of people that have come up to me and said to me, we didn't know nothing about these hotels until you showed us, until we found your channel. And a lot of people have done that. A lot of people have come up to me and said that. Yeah. So isn't that what it's about? Like showing the public like what is going on in real time, letting them make up their mind, letting them instead of having the narrative set for you by clever editing and put together with pieces like a jigsaw puzzle. Yeah. Like wouldn't it be better to see it in real time? And like I said, people are using the same footage for the same live streams to look at the negative stuff the police done and saying thank you, thank God that the YouTubers is there. And then in the same breath, they're getting angry that the YouTubers is there. I don't get it. I do not understand. Yeah, it makes no sense at all. Like if you've got an opinion and you've got the opportunity, yeah, to stand there and talk, yeah, with a like, you know, and you've got your own belief or whatever, you know, and you've got that opportunity, wouldn't you want like people there with cameras to spread that message further? Like, would you not want that to happen? Whether they agree with your opinions or not, yeah, it shouldn't matter. But like I've said, and I said at the beginning, I've said this for a long while actually. Yeah, I do believe, yeah, that there is that's well, I do believe, yeah, that they should the auditors and YouTubers, let's just call them YouTubers, yeah, YouTubers, um, should have like a moral code, yeah, of what they should do and what they shouldn't do. But you got to understand, like, you can't control people. Like, you can't do it. You know, like you can't pick and choose, and you can't control people. People are going to do whatever they want to do, and no one's going to be able to tell them what they can and can't do, because what they're doing is legal and lawful, I suppose. Like, even now, really and truthfully, we're playing into their hands because you give, like, you've got, what, 12, 1,300 people watching live. And I guarantee you that not a lot of people in this live are going to agree with what I'm saying. There's some people in this live, yeah, that are going to be probably on the other side of the fence and turning around saying, no, yeah, you shouldn't be there filming. Yeah, you shouldn't be doing it. Let the protesters do what they got to do. Yeah, and that's it. And then that's it. Yeah, some people will be thinking that. But that's not the way it is, I'm afraid. You know, like, that's not the way it is. And that's my opinion. Just because my opinion differs from yours, then it's going to be, you know, what's the big problem? Like, just because our opinions differ, yeah, it doesn't mean like it's got to be. But my point is this: like, there's a couple of things in this world that kind of upsets you when you get called these names. You know, like, not just upsets you, but like, you know, like, actually like pisses you off. You know, like, makes your blood boil. You know, like, where you've got people trying to say that, like, there's only a couple of things, like, you know. One of them is to be called like a nonce or something. Like, imagine, yeah, my good God, but the other one is to be called a snitch, to be called a grass, yeah, and it's not very nice. And some people are going to react in different ways, you know. Like, there's some people that probably live their life and be like, no, no, I won't accept this. Do you know what I'm saying? And what will be will be. Because getting called these little sort of things is not really a pleasant thing for some people, do you know? And it's not very nice, like I say. And imagine you're at a protest. Imagine a YouTuber is at a protest, yeah, and then you've got some one or two people, because that's all it is really. Like, when you actually look at it, like, it's one, two people, 10 at the most, like, you know. And then not even that many. Yeah, it depends how many would be in the protest, I suppose. Yeah, but a handful of people, yeah, are gonna come and turn around and say, "Yeah, you're a grass. You're this. You're that." Yeah, pointing their finger, saying that you're a grass this, grass that. Do you know that's actually inciting violence? You know, like, making like comments like that. Yeah, and like, even if you called somebody a nonce or sex offender or something in public, like, you got to be careful. You could get done for inciting violence. Now, what comes with that is, and I'm going to explain to some other YouTubers the law. If somebody comes over to you and they call you either one of these two names, um, and they're coming over to you in an aggressive manner, their voice is slightly raised. You know, if you feel in any danger in any moment, you're allowed to use what they call a preemptive strike. Now, that preemptive strike has to be reasonable. Um, if you feel in danger, you know. There's some YouTubers, I think, I don't know, like, but I reckon there's probably some YouTubers that if they got backed into a corner and they felt for 1 second that they was going to be in some sort of danger, some of them, they might use that preemptive strike. Because, like I say, like, they're really bad words, do you know what I mean? To be labelled. Like, you can get labelled as grifters and far rights, and, you know, like, it's okay. Do you know what I mean? You get that. You understand that. Yeah, you understand that. But when it comes personal, do you know, like, that's when it shouldn't be, you know? It shouldn't be. And then you've got like you're getting labelled, you're grifted, it's grifters. Do you know what? Again, People in glass houses, they should not be throwing stones. Remember, October, November, December, January, February, 5 months, demonetized, 5 months. Go back in my channel, look how many live streams, look how many videos, go on to all of my social, look how buffering. Is it still buffering? Are we back? I don't know if we're gone. Ah, we're back, we're back, we're back. You won't believe it, guys. Yeah? You will not believe it. You will not believe it. My battery overheated. My telephone overheated, and I had to turn on the aircon, yeah, to back onto the thing just so I can get some all that stuff. Yeah. So anyway, so what was I saying? Grifting. Yeah. Now 5 months I was saying, wasn't it? Yeah. 5 months. Yeah. So if you go to, let's just say, we'll remember this Channel 4 stuff and etc. Yeah. So let's just say we stick with their bottom end target, £10,000 a month. That's 50k. Yeah. 50,000 for telling the truth. So how anybody can turn around and say, oh, grifting this, grifting that, when there's certain people, and I'll never name no names, yeah, because, and this is my choice, by the way, yeah, my choice, yeah, nobody else's choice, because I do it out of the kindness of my heart, yeah, not for clout, not for credit, not for people to pat me on the back and turn around and say, well done, what a great guy, yeah. As long as my people closest to me, yeah, that's what I think about. I don't care about other people's. Do you know, not that I don't care about other people's opinion. I don't care about other people's opinions. You know, people that closest to me, I care about them. Yeah, like their opinions. Do you know, like yes, I'm grateful. Yeah, that I've got 1,200 people sitting watching live. Yeah, I'm grateful. I'm over the moon. Yeah, and obviously their opinions do count. Yeah, and I just think to myself, and I wouldn't say, I wouldn't, I'm not saying I don't care about their opinion, but you get what I mean. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure you can understand, and I'm sure you get what I mean. Yeah. Um, but yeah, if people knew, yeah, some of the stuff that we done, and I say we done, yeah, because not just me, yeah, not just me, collectively as a group, yeah, and even with my mods, you know, like collectively, yeah. And even with you guys, because without you guys, it wouldn't have been possible in the first place to do what we done. Yeah. And again, these people, if I really, really wanted to, yeah, I could start putting up receipts and start showing this, that, this, that, this, that, this, that, this, that. Maybe the same people that try to throw stones at me, I might throw in a boulder back and turn around and say, "Do you remember when I donated you this money for this thing? Can I see the receipt for that, please?" Because I've never ever seen anything about it. Ever. I've never seen anything about it. Yeah. Do I care about it? No. Am I really that bothered? Not really. Yeah. I don't really care. It makes no real difference to me. But maybe I should. Maybe I should turn around and turn around and say, maybe I should turn around and say, do you remember when the AY Audits channel, because that's what it was, yeah, collectively from us all, yeah, maybe we want to know where our donation went. What did you spend our donation on, I'm wondering? I wonder if we bought it, spent it all on Coca-Cola. Maybe. Do you know what, Ken? Just listen, guys, I know this, yeah? But I just think to myself, like, there's other people, yeah, there's other people that don't, you know? And sometimes this can cause, like, I'm not even saying to myself, because it might not even be, probably, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not really, to me, it doesn't bother me, but there's some people that it might bother them. You know, there could be some YouTubers sitting at home, yeah, thinking to themselves, thinking all worried and scared, and their mental health could be getting affected. You don't know. Do you know what I mean? You don't know anyone's personal situations, and you don't know anybody's lives. Listen, that's a valid point. Yeah, where's that gone? I want that comment back. How do I get that unhide this user's comment? I want that comment back. Where is it? I want that comment back. Listen, that's a fair point. Yeah, um, fair point. And I do. Do you know what? I do kind of part of it. I do agree. Yeah, I do kind of agree. I'm not. I'm not going to. I'm not going to dispute that. This is where I turn around and said at the beginning. This is where I turn around and said at the beginning. There does need to be some sort of moral standard when you are filming. Yeah, I do. I do think that, and I do believe that, and I've always said that. You get too many YouTubers that do walk through crowds, picking up people's conversations, things like this. Um, I do agree with this. I think it's wrong. Yeah, I don't think it's right. Yeah, Aaron, you haven't got to keep repeating it, guys. Yeah, I've seen your comment. Um, I wouldn't go as far as what you say. Yeah, to be honest with you, um, I wouldn't go as far as that. Yeah, because it's very far from the truth. Uh, but I do see how that can be perceived. Oh, just having a cigarette first. Live and direct. Hello, Christine. Okay, let's read some of these comments. Auditors should only be facing the police. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do kind of agree with that. But at some stage, they need to get to the front and they need to get out of there. So at some stage, they need to, don't they? Yeah, helicopter gets everybody. Come on, people, and all you got to do, hit the like button. Mate, I can't believe that people walked all the way down there with all the cameras, helicopters, yeah, and they decide to go for YouTubers, yeah, and they decide to go for YouTubers. Well, the thumbnail should say it all anyway, to be honest with you, yeah. Yeah, true point. They can only ID you if you already known. That's a true point. Someone actually sent me a post and they got arrested in 2024 at the Southport protests and they blamed me for filming them. Or in the comments, they blamed me, not in the post, in the comments. I thought to myself, my channel wasn't even started then. My channel didn't start until September 2025. I never even went to a protest until last year, 2025. So how on earth I was at a protest in the summer of 2024 filming on my YouTube channel and didn't even have a YouTube channel and got you sent to prison? You're just kind of using my name as clickbait at this stage. Do you know what I mean? FJ, it should be like, do you know what? Yeah. Do you know what? The good old days, unfortunately, they're not existed no more, guys. What about all these people that are doing TikToks? Why are they not getting in? Why are they not getting grief? What about all these people doing Facebooks, making clips? Why are these not people getting like? Why are these people not getting it? Do you know what? I don't know, Theo, if anyone's been arrested, buddy. To be honest with you, like I think two people got arrested on the night. Um, yeah, I think two people got arrested on the night. Other than that, I don't actually know. I couldn't tell you. Yeah, if they did or of what's happened since then. You know, they're arresting bins. I know people have been charged. Yeah, two people have been charged, but they was arrested on that night. Oh, that Polish man definitely be getting it. I can't. Yeah, that Polish guy. If he's not on a plane back to Poland, then I'd be worried for him. Right, my phone's going to overheat again, guys. So before it does, um, I just think, yeah, that people should take responsibility for themselves. Take responsibility with with um, take responsibility. Take a bit of responsibility for your own actions. And when you're coming out with all of these names and stuff, think of people's like mental health and think of people's people think of other people. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know people are going to say, "Oh yeah, but why don't you think about the people you're filming?" Mate, we're not filming people. 9 times out of 10, we're filming the police. Yeah. If you accidentally catch something, like what I try to do is, and this is just a bit of advice, if I accidentally catch something that I know could get somebody in trouble, then I won't talk about it. I'll pass it off so it's not a big deal, so people are not talking about it. Yeah. That's like, it can't be no more than that, really, to be honest with you. Um, but again, everybody stay safe out there. And YouTubers that are, yes, I did. It wasn't at the first UTK, um, wasn't at the first UTK event either. Yeah. Um, no, we'll address this now if you want. That somebody asked that question. Yes, I did. Yeah. I called a convicted sex offender a nonce. So yes, I did. I see a convicted sex offender with the lefties. Yeah, so you can say it was at UTK, whatever you want. Yeah, but I see a convicted sex offender with the lefties filming behind the police line at the protesters. Yeah, so this convicted sex offender, yeah, who I called a nonce, was standing behind the police filming full fronts of patriots' faces. Yeah. Okay. So if you want to start going down that road, we can start going down that road if you want, and we can have a look at the video, and we can see exactly what they was doing. Yeah. So yes, when I see a convicted sex offender and he's standing with the lefties and he's filming patriots' faces from behind the police, when I see these people, yes, I will call you a nonce. I will call you a sex offender because it's a fact. Yeah, it's a fact. It's not fiction. This is a fact. Yeah. I will tell them again. I'll tell them again and I will tell them again and I will tell them again. And anytime I see anybody that has got anything like this, I will tell you again. So if I ever bump into any of them, I will be telling you again. And you know what? I don't care if you get me blue mattress. I do not give a shit if you put me on blue mattress. Yeah, I do not care. Because if you do put me on blue mattress, it just shows again what sort of person you actually are. Yeah. So Dirty Curty, you're a sex offender, geese. Right. Anyway, anybody else want to criticise me for calling out a sex offender that was standing behind the police line, filming patriots' faces? Anybody else want to criticise me for that? Come on. Come on. Do anyone want to criticise me for that? No, I didn't think so. I didn't think so. I did not think so. Seems funny how we only get like a couple of them like in here, don't we? Still to this day, even after we see the transcripts, so there's no denying it. You see the explanation video from him before he deleted it. He don't have the balls to go on to like a proper podcast and do it though, does he? Yeah, where he can't be in control of the editing and the questions, does he? Yeah, he don't do that though, does he? Do you know what I mean? And then deletes it after a couple of hours. Listen, if people do not know, yeah, I'm not urging people to go and do whatever they want to go and do. Yeah, go on to Twitter or X, whatever you call it. Type the name. You all know it. Type the name into the chat, into Grok. The court documents will come up. Before the court documents even come out, we were saying this, and some people here was probably calling me a liar. Yeah, and saying no, 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 no. Some people was actually probably playing it down, to be honest with you, saying, "Oh no, it's not as serious as what AY saying." Well, it fucking was. It fucking is. People got to see it. Yes, Hammers. Yeah, a lot of people from day dot they knew the truth. Yeah, let's be honest with you. Yeah, let's be honest with you. A lot of people as well, not just myself. There was other people calling it out. Yeah, it was just fortunate that at the time it gathered traction. A lot of people see it, and he had to start addressing it. You know, so that was it. So yeah, a lot of big up all the other people as well that was calling it out for a few years before me, and like just yeah, I was just lucky to be in a position, yeah, and to be able to maximize it, yeah, and get as many people to see it, about 500,000 people at that moment, yeah. So get that little 500,000 ball in there, yeah. But yeah, you know, actually see it, and then gets clicked to fuck and goes everywhere, all over socials. And then what did we do? He come out, tried to make slanderous allegations. What did we do? Go straight onto a podcast. Yes. Anyway, my battery's gonna go. My phone is overheated. Yeah. That's right, Tim. He pleaded guilty and all. He actually owned it. So everything in them transcripts, he pleaded guilty to it. Anyway, enough of this fucking lemon. Yeah. Yeah. Big up, Yogi. I know me and you probably don't agree on many stuff, guys. Yeah. But there is some stuff that we do agree on. Obviously, that's one of them. So just goes to show that because we don't always agree on most things, bro. Like I say, we do agree on some things. Time to move on. You're 100% right, yeah? You are 100% right. But when people try to criticize me for calling out a convicted sex offender, it's a little bit out of order, isn't it? You know what buttons that you're trying to push when you do it. So well done, yeah, for getting the reaction, I suppose, yeah. Or maybe just because I see the comment, but there you go. Yeah, well done for getting that reaction. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go. Tell them one more time. Tell them what? Tell them one more time. It's 5-3. 14:55. 3:55. Whatever which way you look at the time, whether you're in 24-hour mode or whatever, I don't know. But 2:45, 14:45, 5-3, whichever way you want to say the time, that is what it is. Yeah. It will be 4:20 in a minute. So take care, everyone. Thank you for joining us. And I shall speak to you all very, very shortly. Very, very shortly.